Good evening, fellow engineers. First, I would like to say thank you to the President, officers, and members of the BAPE for considering me for this award. I certainly am humbled to be here standing among all these distinguished people as I look around that when I graduated, I was still looking up to, and I'm still looking up to today. To be in their company receiving awards and stuff is truly humbling. As much as I accept the award, and it's for me, I really have to say that this award would not have been possible without the fantastic team that helped me do the Harrison's Point Isolation Facility. And I have to thank, for sure, my entire staff at Steinbok Management Services. And I'm not going to forget my wife and family who had to put up with the long hours and the short fuse as a result of the really strenuous effort to get Harrison's Point finished. I would also like to say thanks to the Prime Minister of Barbados for having the confidence in choosing me to do the project, and to everyone that I don't want to start naming because I will forget somebody. There are so many people that contributed to the success of Harrison's Point Isolation Facility. And I think that what is the most important thing for us to remember is that what Harrison's Point proved to us is that if we all pull in the same direction and we all have the same goal in mind, what we can achieve is way beyond what we think is possible. Because I don't think anybody, including myself, could have thought that we could have got what we did up there done in 42 days. I was going to say working days, but every day was a working day at Harrison's Point. So in 42 calendar days, we did that entire project. And that was with help from every single Barbadian. I mean, from top to bottom. So for that, I would like to accept the award for myself, but with all of those people knowing that without them, it would not have been possible. I think, President Trevor, you asked me to say a few words on Harrison's Point itself. So Harrison's Point, I guess if I was a lecturer in engineering, I would say, here are all the things that you should never attempt to do if you're going to do a project. And Harrison's Point had all of them. We had to start a job with absolutely no drawings, no existing building drawings. The buildings were covered in bush. You could not even find some of the buildings when we got there. No services in the area, so no water, no electricity, not just to our facility or even in the area. And the Prime Minister wanted this thing turned around as fast as possible. Obviously, her wanting would always be very much shorter than we were able to do it. She would like it done in 2 weeks if it was possible. But either way, we got going. We didn't even know what we were supposed to be doing when we got going. That's where I met Paula here, and we then had to meet with the ministry, and they themselves, in all fairness to them, didn't know what we were doing because COVID was only now developing. People didn't know what was required, didn't know how fully to treat it, what to do. And so it was just a process of, I guess the best way to describe it is, I imagine how engineers would perform in a war. You just had a problem and you had to solve it and get on with it because there was no time to plan. And what we started with and what we finished with was two completely different things. And I mean, we would get a visit from the Prime Minister or something, and it would be, you have to add this, you have to add that, you have to add this. Then 2 or 3 days later, you get a call saying, okay, based on new things, we need to do this, we need to do that. And I guess one of the biggest challenges was a Thursday evening, we got a call saying we needed additional beds for primary isolation, and we needed 48 new beds for secondary isolation. So we had to knock down everything that we'd done in primary, because primary and secondary were connected, take everything into primary, and take a building and convert it into a hospital in under 2 weeks, and it was done. And as I say, to the whole team, they worked from 7:30 on the morning till 11, 12 at night with all the challenges. And then the design consultants then because there were no drawings, there was nothing. Everybody was working on site. Then you had to go home, do your paperwork, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, send WhatsApps, emails to those that needed information. People had to be paid. We're still dealing with government. Requisitions had to be done. Everything else had to be done. But when you got to site, I guess the best way to describe it, and I've described it to my wife many evenings coming home, was saying, if you've ever seen chickens being fed with a trough and you put the food in and they all come, well, imagine that you are the trough, because everybody, there's nothing to follow. So everybody, every 5 minutes is asking you what to do with this, what to do with that. And you have to be on the phone. Okay, Mr. Engineer, what to do with this? Architect, what to do with this, what to do with that? And so my years of experience really was of help. And in the end, we got it done. And it's there, it's working. And on behalf of Harrison's Point, I would like to make an appeal to anybody that sees or hears this. It was a medical facility for treating people with COVID-19, but as the COVID-19 treatment has developed, I think people are more and more realizing that there's a mental end to it, not just the medical end to it, and more effort is being put into turning Harrison's Point into a more user-friendly place, with some sports going on, and we're now getting them some picnic tables and whatnot, because you have to deal with people that are not confined to a bed and they have to spend 24 hours a day and can't socialize. So the public is, I'm sure Harrison's Point needs assistance from the public with lots of stuff to help develop the other end of the Harrison's Point facility. And so anybody that is there that's willing to help, I'm sure they would reach out and be happy to have your help. So once again, I thank BAPE for recognizing me. As I say, it's an honor to be recognized by your peers, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and all the best to the association. Thank you.